All right. How are you getting on? You well? You well? How's things, huh? So look, just an announcement up top, bit of housekeeping. This is not the final of the hottest video game animals, right? That's actually going to be next week. So a few of you are taking that information and you're like, yes, I hate that. But other people are like, oh no, that's a real shame. That's a real shame. I was hoping to get my rocks off, listen to a man talk about how hot Crash Bandicoot is, right? Spoiler, not very hot. To me, anyway. It's just he's so goofy, so wacky. And I would need to be the wacky one in the relationship. Anyway, no, it's not that. What it is a very fun chat with Killian Sundermann. Killian Sundermann of TikTok and Instagram fame. And he's become a good friend in the last few years. We've done a few gigs together, and it was fun to actually just sit down and have a proper chat with him. We talk about his time spent driving his van with his girlfriend around Spain and Portugal. He tells me like he has to literally like properly like do carpentry and like cut into the van. He cut a hole in the roof of the van. All the stuff that you think, how are you even allowed to do that shit? He does it because he's a proper adult man, even though he's 6 years my junior. You know, it's mad having someone younger than you that you're like, oh, that's like what a man does. Or maybe I should just stop. Maybe I'm making people feel uncomfortable. Anyway, we had a really fun chat, and we chat about making sketches. We chat about Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. It was a very fun chat, and you're going to enjoy it right now. And actually, it's almost sold out, but if you want to come see me and Killian live, we're going to be chatting over The Mummy with Darren Conway. And look, it's going to be a lot of fun, and there's a link in the bio. But look, I'm faffing on. I'm fapping away. Too much now. Shiting on. So look, enjoy this podcast with me and the wonderful, the effervescent Killian Sundermann. Here to the phenomenal podcast, Head Stuff Podcast Studios. You can look at that one.
Oh, this one. Okay.
No, look at this one. Well, actually, don't look at it. Wow. This is an organic conversation with me.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Well, let's keep the chat. I'm enjoying. We were talking there before these were rolling. It feels different now, doesn't it, now that we're in?
Yeah. I have to get my voice about 3 octaves lower.
About having a...
I want to sound the same as you. So, yeah, as you were saying.
That's going to be very confusing for the audio listener because you sound exactly like me.
I sound like you.
Well.
I'm from Marino, and I know which my favourite chipper is the chicken chop.
Yeah, that's really
Is that
good. Yeah. I love it. I sound like The Witcher. That's very cool. What's your current setup now where you make things? What's your current mecca, the home? Where does the genius mind of Killian Sundermann create his content right now?
Well, there's... you were saying before we were recording the importance of having a little nook.
A little nook.
And we recently in my house got rid of a desk, and that's given me a very small little corner, about a meter squared, in which I can set up a green screen, and I put a chair down, and then I cover the chair in green screen, and I sit on that, and that's where I'm doing my stuff at the moment.
It looks great.
Does it? I don't know.
Really
I'm experimenting at the moment. I'm trying to do.
It looks better than
stuff.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And Instagram's very good green screen.
Yeah, it is. The TikTok, Instagram green screen is. I mean, a lot of times I was doing it, and I was like, "Is this worth it? Is it worth it?" But like, just being able to have 2 people in the screen at the same time, and like, create all the different backdrops and stuff like that. I think that's gonna be good. It's endless possibilities. Who knows? But I'm messing around with that at the minute, so we'll see where it goes.
Now, I think you're a bit more of a dynamo than I am. Because as you said, you were talking about like hyper focus. Because I remember when I started messing with green screens back in fucking 2019. I'm a bit of an old dog at this. I was thinking to myself, this is amazing. Like I'm gonna make a Lord of the Rings. I'm gonna fucking just make a Lord of the Rings with this, and I don't care how bad it looks, but I'm gonna do a 2-hour epic with this. And then I was like, won't even do a chicken chop, because Hugh Cooney made a kind of an epic green screen movie.
Did he?
A full feature movie.
I never saw
on green
that.
screen. He was kind of like showing it in pubs and stuff like that.
Okay.
But he's like that. He
That's
makes
very
like
cute.
he makes
Yeah.
like art.
Yeah.
And then he'll just like be finished with his art and kind of be like, I made a bit of art.
I want to like.
I
if
need
it's
you
a
to see
wet
me now.
towel and I want to wring it dry
Yeah,
to the last. Like today, I just posted. I made an ad for a drinks company that shall remain unnamed.
Wow.
And I sent it to them. I loved it. They absolutely hated it.
Really?
And they were like, "That cannot that kind like make it again kind of thing, which is sometimes happens.
Yes.
But they were like make it again. But I thought it was very funny, and so I'm trying to like I'm in this new era now where I'm like trying to sell tickets, which is a whole new thing that I actually might be asking you for advice about. But
Sure.
like I was like, maybe I can use this little video I have because it's a fake stand-up. It's like, hey, hey, my ex-wife, huh?
Yeah, very
She's
cool.
a total neck. That kind of thing.
Whoa, hang on. Who is it? Sorry, I feel like a New York gentleman just walked into this room right now a second ago. But there's only you and me here. This is crazy.
But I use that video and I just put like a little black box over the product so no one knows what it is.
Oh, nice.
But like, I mean, I want to use all the things. The idea of making like a big epic movie and then not even just showing in a few pubs and then going, all right.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
It served its purpose in the art world. No.
No, yeah, I can't do that. I tried to reuse something I did as well. I did a thing for I can't say, a brand of crisp. I've already given it away. And they had some kind of slogan in their kind of company rhetoric, and they're like, "Our brand is, the rebel spirit, the warrior, poet or whatever it was." And I used verbatim everything that because they came back with a counter to one of my ads, and they were like, "No, it's kind of more about this,
Yeah.
And I used literally all of that kind of the warrior rebel spirit of crisp, and they were like, "Can you please not use our exact copy?" And I kind of pushed back on it because I was in a bratty mood. Sometimes you just be in a bratty mood, as I
Throw
told
your toys
you.
out of the pram, yeah.
Yeah,
And you often find that, and it's probably not, but it does. Like sometimes it works.
yeah.
Like, you become a brat, and they kind of go, "Oh, okay," and you can throw that sometimes. But imagine you got very used to it. You become totally insufferable.
That's what's awful about kind of because with us having kind of agents and stuff like that, there is a kind of a middle person for you to say the most wild thing.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like the bumpers are up. They are the bumpers. So you could be like, "No fucking way. I'm not working with that." Like, I don't want to do that, or you could, the most outlandish. "Can I arrive at 6 p.m. even though it starts at 9 a.m.? I'll ask. And then they'll have to say it in a nice way,
Do they know who I am? Do they even know who I am when they ask you to do something? And you go, "This is insulting." For them to ask me this is insulting. They don't know who I am. They didn't even, or you go to a thing and maybe there's a person picking you up. It was like, "Hi, what's your name?" And you're like, "They don't know who I am." They didn't. How was it? They didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
As if everyone is supposed to know you.
Sorry, I've been doing this for less than 2 years. This is bullshit, But it's mad how you can kind of, it's mad how you can just kind of, I mean, obviously we're exaggerating you, and we're nice. Yeah. We're nice people, and we don't say. No. Because I think sometimes you can get carried away and think like, "Oh no," you get someone comes back and say, "No, this isn't kind of what we're looking for," and you can kind of convince yourself for a second, "Oh, but I kind of am an artist, so this ad is actually art," and then you kind of get it in your head. But then it's like, sorry, I'm actually going to live and die by this thing I just came up with half an hour ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
this idea, which was the first idea I had. Yeah. I'm going to die. I will fucking die on this hill for this idea I just came up with.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny how it works with that. Like ideas that you kind of frivolously come up that are also based around like an ad launch, like it's using their kind of language and stuff like that, and you kind of like you're making something up that is very like limited already, and then they kind of give you the slightest feedback, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm great with feedback." Yeah, what's the feedback? Yeah, that's disgraceful. Okay, you're trying to silence me. You're trying to silence my creativity. Yeah, you don't get it. But overall, we're nice people. I just want to reiterate that we're lovely.
It is mad, like, because you're how old are you again?
I'm 29.
You're 29.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you had the success that you have now, if you had that at like 19, how do you think that would have affected you? How do you think?
I'd say I'd care about it a lot more, and I'd be like an awful person. Like,
sure.
I think like, I mean, obviously everyone's different and stuff like that, but I think me when I was 19, it would have just like confirmed a lot of like kind of suspicions you have about yourself. You're like, maybe I'm brilliant. When you're a teenager and you're kind of unbeatable, and you're like, maybe I'm like a wonderful person. And suddenly, like, you're getting this affirmed by numbers on a screen, and you're like, oh wait, this is true. I am brilliant. I am fantastic.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've gone off and lived in the world and worked regular jobs, and then something happens to you after that, you're kind of a bit more like, okay, well, like I'm someone that something happened to, and,
yes,
and I've done work and it's worked out, and that's that's who I am. I don't ascribe value to this thing that's happened to me. It doesn't make me someone more.
So if you're
or anything
19,
like
you're
that.
almost, you would have now 10 years of this calcifying, like, I am exactly right. And you're trying to almost like linger on and hold on to this. Like, no, what was it about me being 19 that was exactly right that I need to stay exactly that way? You know? That's fascinating. But you're right, you probably would be working better at it. I mean, I would be working better at it. But you know what I found recently, Killian? I find that my mind can get carried away with some things that I was like, oh, should I be doing this and should I do that? And I have to just kind of be like, do you know what? For the output that I want, some things just have to be good enough, you know? And be like, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Do things have to be good every single time? No. Things
No.
could be okay.
I mean, it's hard when you realize that not everything is good. And you put out like, you know, your third or fourth thing and you're like, oh, okay. Okay.
I look back on things that I was convinced were brilliant. And then I go, oh, no, yeah, I get why that didn't
Yes.
do. I mean, I'm terrible for like the TikTok shadow ban idea. You know, I'm constantly like, and I say it in such a matter of fact, like my roommate Rory will come downstairs and he'll be like, how's that video you did doing? And I'm like, oh, well, like TikTok are shadow banning me. So obviously it's not going to do well because they're shadow banning me. Because like, you know, I made a video about the Queen like, you know, a month ago and I'm like, they haven't let it go. They haven't let it go. I'm a marked man. They won't release it to the masses.
Yeah.
The masses are crying out for this video.
Yeah.
And they won't give it to them. And they're you know, they're dry in the mouth. They're foaming at the mouth. They want it. But so I'm always saying like I'm being shadow banned and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
There's an easy way to be like, I had the weirdest thing. I'm not a big conspiracy nut. You know, be terrifying if I was an actual literal massive nut. But like I used to be. But then I kind of realized, oh, I'm actually not even reading the official story. I'm only reading the contrarian story, you know. But I still have that in my head where I'm like, I get carried away and kind of make things up in my head. So like yesterday, 2 days ago, our internet went, and it was just gone, like gone, not even like sketchy. And I was all like, I can't fucking like, how can they do this? Like I can't breathe. And Terry was all like, we can just tether to our phone. Like all we were doing was watching Hacks, you know, that show. And I was tearing to my phone. But I was like, do you know what happened? Because actually what happened was I called them and I was like, internet's acting a bit sketchy now. And they were like, oh, well, we'll send someone out you know, next week to fix that. And as soon as I got off the phone, it just cut off. And I was like, what is going on here? And I went to Terry and I'm like, they're after cutting off our internet because they know that we know that it's sketchy.
Yeah.
And they can get away because of this fucking energy crisis that would not giving us any internet. And she was like, I don't know. and then the guy came out and he was all like, oh no, it's this. And he pointed at the different, because I put in a different wire so that I could extend it. But it's also extended through the house through two closed doors, closing the wire that are all frayed. And he's like, what is this shitty wire? What is this shit? I just changed your wire. What the fuck? And I was like, all right, it was totally my fault.
Government.
It was to the government
You
shutting
planted
down
the wire, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yeah,
But they tried
it's
to shut down my
when,
communication.
The New York Times bought Wordle,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, "What dictionary are they using this from? The ancient dictionary of Ipsos? What is this? Only Greek words now?"
Yeah.
It's like that. Like they did an analysis and was using the completely same word generator. I was convinced.
Yeah.
Since the New York Times got it, oh, it's gone to shit. It's gone to shit.
When I
Choosing chick words.
forgot and I broke my streak of not doing it, I was all like, oh, forget that.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
doing it
know.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it the other day. It is actually a mildly fun game. But the second I started, same with Be Real, like doing Be Real all the time, I was like, Anna, do you think it's a fad or she's like, fad? That'll be gone. That'll be gone very soon.
Be Real is here to stay.
Oh.
No, I don't know. But you remember that one that was like, I was literally on this podcast talking about, you know, the one that was like, it was like you could do like voice messages, like a live voice podcasting. I don't even know the name of it now.
That was a thing for a while.
That was a
wasn't
big thing.
it? Yeah.
Everyone was talking about it. I couldn't even tell you the name of it now.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to be doing a full-time show on that. This is the new thing.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of convinced that like listening to live podcasts, how is that not a thing? But it just hasn't.
That's radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
The radio.
That's okay. Okay, here's another idea. Jurassic Park, but we're animals. This is a zoo. Yeah, but I was kind of convinced. And also, like, what was the other one? Like, Vero, which was like Instagram. And it was just essentially Instagram, but the whole thing, it was all in chronological order. That was the only thing.
I'm pretty sure that's a setting you have on Instagram.
I know, but it's not an automatic setting. You have to go in and select
Yeah.
it. I think Be Real's here to stay.
You do.
Yeah.
It's nice because it's friend. I think like I don't know when you have. I don't have one of those Finstas or anything like that. So when your social media is essentially, I mean, it's not. I don't
Your
view
office
it as
tool.
work, but it's like a thing that you use to showcase your art or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really, you don't really interact with friends in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So Be Real is like exclusively just people I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I follow like maybe 5 people. You and Shane are like the main ones, and then there's a few other people.
I'm cutthroat with my Be Real. I am cutthroat.
Yeah.
With,
Keep the circle small.
I'm very selective. I'm like kind of the Louvre is massive. Or maybe I don't know.
I'm like the largest art collection in the world,
but it's well curated. No, I'm kind of like, what's a good small art gallery?
What's the one? The one next to the doll. There's one on the Molesworth.
Imma?
Molesworth. Imma's too big. Molesworth.
Okay, Molesworth. Not even been in there.
Yeah.
See, he's a classy guy.
That's it. Molesworth.
I'm kind of like Molesworth.
Yeah.
I remember my dad used to buy art. He'd be in Black Rock and he'd like go in and buy like, some oil painting of, I don't know, a big sexy woman or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go into these art places. And I remember we were in some place and some young fella came in and he was like, oh, look at all this. Do you have that and buy like Da Vinci? And the guy's like, oh, no.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, we put it in the toilet.
We do, yeah.
We have it above the pisser.
Well, it's kind of an unfinished Vitruvian man, but it looks pretty good, So yeah, I'm quite curated with my Be Reals, but it's the excitement of a new social media where not everyone's that serious. You look back on like your first tweet, and it's like such a fucking dad tweet being like, hello to the world, or hello Twitter, is anybody out there? Or, back in Facebook when it was your name and you'd be like Tony Cantwell is thinking about, all those old Facebook things, is thinking about,
my first
round
tweet,
the twist.
Was, I set up my Twitter in 2013 because my mum heard that Stena Line were offering free boat journeys or something over to France. So I have 2 tweets from the year 2013. Then there's a gap of, 7 years. And it's just at Stena Line, can we have 2 free tickets, please? Not really understanding how it works or anything like that. And then replying under their tweet going, can me and my mum have 2 free tickets, please? And it was like, I'd forgotten about it. I didn't know that. And then an article was written for the No Worries If Not show. And someone had gone, I don't know if that's something you can do, had gone all the way to the start and had shown the 2 tweets. And it was just like me. They're like, and he seems to have been very interested with Stena Line back in 2013. As if that's like
them trying to cancel you. And all it is like his old tweets are like, oh, that's aged poorly, is his Stena Line. Yeah. I have this thing on Twitter, just in case. I mean, first when I was doing my tweets, I was like, "Oh, this is like I love the idea of Twitter where this is gonna be like a chronicle of my thoughts, comedic or non-comedic or whatever, and this is gonna be like my diary, and I'm like, I'll look back on this and enjoy this, and then I was like, no, fuck that, like, and then I look back and I'm like, ooh, that's not not like anything's really bad, but just it's not funny, and it's not my sentiment now, and I don't stand by it now, so. I got this kind of extension that auto deletes every tweet after 1 year. So it just completely deletes everything.
That's very good.
Because there can't be like a word that we use now that's going to be bad in a year, It's
possible.
It is possible.
And then they'll just have that, There's so many words that, within 10 years they suddenly stop being okay. And there were words that we would have said a lot as well as kids that are no longer. So it's good. I mean, actually, maybe we should go onto our Facebooks and clean them.
Well, I've said this before on the podcast. What you can do on Facebook, and this is crazy, is that you can type in any word, including a slur, and type in any word, and it'll actually tell you every single time that has appeared on your profile, on a comment from your friends, and kind of even friends of friends. And it'll come up in a big black, kind of a black thing,
a bold,
a big bold, So, if someone has posted, 15 years ago, probably even at this stage, come out on Saturday, don't be gay, something like that. Because obviously gay people love to stay indoors, famously. Don't be gay and stay indoors.
Yeah. I'd say there's a lot of that.
I'd say there's a lot of that, you know?
And it's,
not by me, because I deleted them all. But by some people who are awful people.
Yeah, terrible. And I wouldn't talk to them.
I wouldn't talk to them.
No, even, you can just tell, kind of, can't you?
You can.
So we got to clean everything. Or is that going to result in, like, it's a less accurate view of the past? People are going to look at
Sure.
the past and it's going to be very squeaky clean.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be an accurate representation. Do we have a duty for historical purposes to leave the dirty laundry hanging on the line?
Look, if that's a hill you want to die on.
I'm not going to do that, but I think you should think about that.
I should have a think about that. So I was having a word with Killian, and he gave me a new stance. It's very rare someone gives you a brand new stance to like die. You know,
I'm terrible. I have the same opinion of the last person I was talking to. That's how.
My God, yeah, me
that's
too.
how I go through life. I'm so malleable. It's insane. I kind of worry about it sometimes. I talk to someone and I go, "That is so true. That is so true." And then I'll walk to the next person and say, "This person just told me this. It's so incredible."
I don't know.
And they'll go, "No, that's bullshit." And I go, "Yeah, you're right. You're so right. That's so what you're saying."
Yeah.
And
That's my curse, and living, of course, and being married to a very, opinionated and morally good woman as well is kind of like.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if this is my voice right now, or if this is I'm just regurgitating what my wife said. I have seen though. I do think you don't give yourself enough credit, because I have seen you kind of be nice to some people who are maybe being a bit of a dick, and then you being like kind of civil with them, and then you walk away, and I'm like, oh, Killian's kind of nice to that guy, and you're like, what dick, So you kind of have you still know who you are, and know,
maybe the strong things are there, but like kind of like very light kind of internet-y kind of things. That's how like that kind of like small opinions you might
Sure.
call them, like little day-to-day stuff on not like capitalism or being good or how you treat people. That stuff is all set in stone
Sure.
from your parents or whatever. But like the recent drama about like I don't know, bodies, like the opinion on that film, I'm kind of like, I'll listen to a podcast and go like, that is so true. I'm just going to say that. And then I'll talk to Mark, who I do the podcast with, and he'll have his opinion, and I'll be like, no, actually, that's my... And I just
That's
change.
my opinion.
Light opinions, I change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just trying to fit in.
I was reading this book, How to Build a Second Brain, and it's all about writing down everything as you like, if you're watching a film, you're like, you have a thought, write it down. And if you're reading a book, on a Kindle or whatever, highlight it, or like take a picture of it and snapshot. The real things that are like, ooh, and trying to harness this kind of sensitivity to kind of inspiration or spark, that you just write everything down. Because this guy, Tiago Forte, he said that
Good name.
Yeah, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
He was saying that the intellectuals of the 1800s would often carry around like a diary, and so they would essentially like read parts of a book at a very slow pace, and end up kind of writing a book of their thoughts about the book that would be much longer than the book itself, of what it kind of stirred in their own emotions. And a lot of the intellectual elite. So, but they would never even share it. They were just kind of like, I just need to know what my thoughts are. Now, we don't really have that luxury, but what we can do is, I suppose we have to get to know what those kind of triggers and those sparks are, so that we know what is kind of right for us. Because otherwise, we're just kind of suggestively saying like, oh no, I like that breeze, or I like that breeze, and it's all kind of coming and going.
Is it a muscle, or is it a practice?
It's a muscle and a practice. Now, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
No. But I have read a lot of this book.
Do you have a joke book? You have a joke book for your jokes?
No, but thank God for Mac search options.
Okay.
I'm just typing in tits, like too much. I don't have a lot of jokes about tits. I don't think I have any jokes about tits.
I've seen your show. There's a solid half hour on breasts.
I should do more on it. You're right.
I remember listening to your 33 things for a 33-year-old or something like that. I thought it was a really good podcast. If anyone hasn't listened to it, I thought it was very good. I told a few friends this. A lot of good life advice in it. And then it gets to like your favorite things or whatever. And number 2 is breasts.
Yeah, number 2 is boobs.
And I was just like listening to it, kind of like, I think it was before I knew you. I'm not sure. And I was like, this is really good advice. Like, you had a similar thing where you moved away from and you'd come back, and there was a lot of that in it. And I was like, this is brilliant. I wonder what. And it was just breasts.
Yeah, it's boobs. Yeah, it's boobs. But that's me reacting to. Do you know what? Star Wars was on that for a while. I don't think it's on there anymore. Fried chicken's still on there. But you know the things that just spark joy. The Marie Kondo. You hold it close to you, and whatever it is, chicken or a tit, and it's just like, does it go just? And like I'm being specific. Obviously I'm a one tit man. Well, two tit man.
Yeah.
But does it spark that level of joy with you?
Star Wars, just on that kind of thing, is it as a result of the new?
Yeah, well, funnily enough, I mean, I thought
Star Wars?
Mandalorian's going to come out again. Mandalorian season 3 is going to come out, and then that'll totally reinvigorate my love.
of it. You know, I watched a bit of the new series Andor, and you know, Andor, either or, it's all right. I like it was actually quite well written, but then I was like, I'm not arsed going back to it.
Yeah.
I'm not arsed going back to it. You know, so I'm just kind of a bit like, whatever. It's there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the majesty of space and the stars. It's kind of a bit gone.
Thing. Yeah.
You know, did you watch the Lord of the Rings show? I know you're a Lord of the Rings.
I did,
nut.
yeah, and I was kind of thinking in that prism because I like Lord of the Rings and I love Star Wars as well. But I was wondering like how whether I view this Rings of Power series as just its own thing, or whether it can somehow tarnish the trilogy, you know, Peter Jackson's trilogy, not like the whole mythical world of it.
Sure.
And I was like, absolutely not. Like, it doesn't in any way. Obviously, they borrowed heavily from it stylistically and everything like that, and that's how you adapt Tolkien. Like, he's kind of showed how you adapt it. But like, it'll never change my opinions on like what I got from those three films. I'm not hating it. Like, I'm kind of enjoying it.
But as a film nut that you are, I mean, what is it about seeing a film like The Lord of the Rings? Like, say you see Lord of the Rings in the cinema and you're absolutely blown away by it. Like, nothing can really tarnish that experience. Is the love of it beyond that trying to hook onto that initial reaction that you had, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Lord of the Rings is kind of specific because I think it is the world of Middle-earth that I like being in that world and finding out information about it. And it's that kind of, like, different reality that you would... Like, I remember when I was a kid, I used to think, like, even just, like, the shittest universe, I would like to live in that more. Like,
Wow.
Tintin. I would love to live in the world of Tintin.
Wow.
Like, I think it would be amazing. Like, I was like, any type of, like, magic-y kind of land, I'd love to live in it.
You kind of look like a Tintin animation because of your dark eyes and your strong features.
There you go. Well, maybe. I don't know what I'm... Capitan Haddock?
Captain Haddock. Yeah.
But, like, Lord of the Rings, I think, is the ultimate one of those because Middle-earth and that whole realm has its own history and its own even kind of, like, creation myth and all that stuff. So I think I just love the idea. It's just a world where... you know, where there's baddies and there's goodies, but the goodies always win and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To the world we live in.
What would you like to be if you were in Middle-earth?
I think I mean, like, it's funny. It's like such a hard because I think the hobbits are obviously the hobbits and Hobbiton live this ideal lifestyle. They have a kind of like beautiful society. It's actually, you know, based originally on kind of Irish people and Scottish and Welsh people. So it's but then like being an elf, like living for fucking ages, doing cool shit, that would be class. But then they are kind of annoying. They're dry shites.
They're a bit more crack in this show.
Yeah,
they're a bit more wisecracking. But they're very, I was talking about it on the pod, they're very like witty.
Yeah.
Oh, good lad, real. Well, never have I seen such a... And it's like, this is like wit.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
It's like, a bit draining.
It's like academics making jokes. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, you still talking? Is this stand-up still happening? You know? Everyone speaks like Oscar Wilde.
Yeah.
You know? That's what I say because I'm not an academic and I don't know any academic. Oh, you fucking Oscar Wilde?
You're all in the ditch, but some of us are looking at the stars,
yes.
Tony.
I've got a new kind of kink for like kind of I'd love a like plump hobbit wife. I think
Rosie.
Rosie.
The barmaid.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And have 14 children.
14 children.
Yeah. And live to a great old age and die in bed.
Yes.
Like that kind of thing. Yeah. And
smoking
barley.
weed and blowing chips.
Barley.
And
I'll never leave a 100-meter radius.
Yeah.
Going anywhere. Even the shops. So I don't feel right leaving my house. It's like just not enjoying going anywhere.
Not going anywhere. Which sometimes you can be, you know. Oh, don't be a hobbit, man. Come out. You know?
That's good. That's a good line.
I do like dwarves as well. Obviously the beard's good. You know, the ladies have beards as well, which I think is progressive.
Yeah, that's cool. The
kind of Conchita Wurst
the
kind of vibe.
Rohan men are pretty cool. Like they have that horse life, horse lifestyle. There's honor. They've got like long flowing locks.
Yeah.
It's only issue is I don't like wind.
Very windy up there.
Really windy.
Really windy
Rohan.
up there. Yeah.
So like I think
maybe you could wear a helmet.
Yeah.
all the time with the big mane on the back. You know. We didn't really get to see much of Gondor looking good. Gondor maybe before it got attacked by all those what are they called?
The orcs or the...
What are the flying things called?
Oh, the flying Nazgul.
Flying Nazgul,
yeah. They just said Nazgul, but flying. Yeah. Not for a man who spent, like years trying to come up with the name Nazgul, and then when they're on They're flying beasts. You're just flying Nazgul.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Gondor. I always say, I always pretend to myself that I love countryside and being in nature.
Oh, I
and
mean,
stuff.
you've made a brand of it now.
I do. I love it. But then, anytime I've moved anywhere, I've moved to 2 cities, and that's the only time I've ever really moved. I moved to Paris and I moved to New York, which are 2 the like largest cosmopolitan
Here we go.
places to live. But I mean, like obviously, I talk one way, but inside I must like being in cities, you know. And then I moved back here to Dublin, which obviously, you know, the hustle and bustle.
The hustle and bustle of, I tell you, it's an oasis. You always see that. There's always written. Me and Terry say it all the time that you always see like we saw it like for 20 different places when we were in Marrakesh. The description on TripAdvisor, you know, it's an oasis of calm within the hustle and bustle of busy Marrakesh. That exact line for like 20 different cafes. It's an oasis of calm between the hustle and bustle. Well, obviously you were, you know, you've gone off to the wilderness. You've driven a van. You occupied the hashtag Vanlife.
I did.
You know, kind of on its crest of being cool. But I'm not saying that you got it. I'm sure you had it in your head before TikTok kind of ruined it for you.
Yeah.
You know?
It was Anna's idea. And we were building it for about a year and a half before we actually set off on our journey. So if you're saying when did it stop being cool and like when we thought of doing it, we were definitely before it stopped being cool.
Before it stopped being cool, good.
You've
worked the maths, yeah.
Yeah, we've done our historical analysis, and we were just on the cusp of coolness.
So for people who don't know, Killian and his partner Anna refitted out a van and drove through Europe, through Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, Anna bought a Ford Transit medium wheelbase, 2.2 meter. Cool. She's cool, and this was her kind of thing, and she was like, I really want to do this, and I was kind of slower to get on it. But then the COVID happened and everything, and we moved out to Ennis, where her dad lives, and spent the winter just like doing it up, which it was honestly like a metal canister with nothing in it.
Spent the winter doing it up. You're like something out of a book.
Well, honestly, the first thing we had to do was cut a hole in the roof.
Wow.
Which
you're not allowed
mad.
to do that.
I know, yeah. It really feels, when you're doing it, it's like, are we allowed to do this?
That's mad.
And I got on the roof, and it was like covered in ice. So the first job that I had to do on it was like to get a scraper and scrape the ice off. And it was so cold that I was only able to do like a small square meter of it. And then I like went back inside and had a cup of tea and then came out and it was just frozen again. So it was like a horrible time to do it. It was really bad. Like our fingers were cold and stuff. But eventually we finished it. We did a stint in the winter, and then we did a stint in the summer, and then we did a stint before we left, which was December of last year. So like 7 months ago, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months ago.
10 months ago.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Yeah. So that, and then we left in the December, and we got a boat over to Cherbourg.
Oh.
And then drove down through France very quickly in like a day, and it was really interesting because it was winter, like December's winter, and we watched the season or whatever like change. You know, it was cold. It's cold in Spain, but it was far warmer, and the day got longer. Within like a day, it was incredible.
And what was your soundtrack to this montage of seasons?
What were we listening to? Vivaldi.
Of course.
No, I think
you just keep playing winter over and over again.
I never ever get tired of that song by Sia. I ain't got dollar bills, my fun tonight. I play that song a lot. Like, I really like it. It's a very fun.
It's good. It's got a nice moombaton.
And what was another? There was this very funny song. We hadn't set it up properly. That was one thing. We did all this fucking stuff in the van, but one thing we didn't set up was like being able to connect our phones to the speakers. So we weren't able to do that. I had a Bluetooth speaker that we would use in the front most of the time, but sometimes we had to use local radio. And there was this very funny song called Toca Toca Toca, and it's very 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 funny song, and we heard that on the radio, and it was playing a lot. It's a Spanish song, I think, and I would sometimes prank kind of like we'd be listening to kind of driving music, which is usually like, you know, background kind of ambient kind of stuff, and then I just slip Toca 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 like that. It was very so I do a bit of pranking.
That's fun as well. So converting a van, what's the major hurdle? Like, you have to build shit and everything in it.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of stuff. You think you're going to be spending most of your time in the van doing things, but you actually spend, I'd say, 90% of it watching YouTube.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay,
And
cool.
there's all these different guys. There's this English lad called Greg Virgo who does the electronics. The electronics were the hardest kind of thing to grapple your head around. And he's incredibly boring man, but a very sweet guy who's like, I think, retired.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this very funny thing on his social media, which is his retirement counter. And he would have like, when I first started watching him, he had like 100 days till my retirement. And then he was like slowly going down. He got there recently and he retired and he was so happy. He's just like posting every day, just with his grandkids going around. He lives in a van as well.
Oh, amazing.
I was like, wow, retirement is like this thing that we should all be looking forward to. Obviously, our generation aren't ever going to retire.
No, we won't get to, But, if you...
What's the story with comedians, actually? Because I didn't really think about it. I didn't.
No, you won't retire. But invest in your pension now.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that recently. I mean, I do want to talk more about the van, but and I'm very fascinated by how you actually make do the kind of handy stuff in it. But we're kind of lucky in that right now, because of what we do, because we can learn and we can learn new techniques to make different things, and because we essentially are just writing and performing, we are not. I don't think we'll ever be too old to be the best at what we do. As long as you commit the time to it, you could probably get even better the longer you go.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's it's not like you've chosen something that any part of you, apart from your wit, will give way. In your 80s, but it's not like your hands you won't be able to lift shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a sore back.
That's true. Yeah, we're fine, right? We're gonna be
fine.
grand.
We're totally fine.
We're totally fine.
As long as us squires can always use our sharp tongues.
This is an example. Now, what you said, that's what I think now. That's what I now think.
Don't store that shit. Ask someone who knows what they're talking about.
No,
about
that's
that.
it. Like,
okay, shit. Do you have experience in carpentry?
No, but Anna's dad is a violin maker. Yeah,
she's so cool.
He's a violin maker, and he is
So
incredible.
is that uncomfortable sleeping on like 9 violins?
Yeah.
And the
Do you know
fridge just
the-
being like 2 violins.
You know the Game of Thrones throne, which
Yes.
is all made of swords. His armchair is just violins.
Wow, that's wild. Does it make it kind of when he sits on it and slides down it?
No,
Does he ever
it's-
shimmy his bum?
Yeah, and then Beethoven's Fifth will slip.
That's
out.
wild.
Yeah, but yeah, so he did a lot of the finishing. What we did is, I don't know if I should be saying this on the podcast, but to convert your van, first you need to convert it to a van. It has to meet a certain requirements, and then it becomes a camper. But for it to become a camper, the state has to examine it and then say, yes, this is now officially going to be taxed as a camper van.
Right.
But they will value the van and then make you pay 20% of it or something like that, or 10%. So they look at, it's insane. It's like real, like, it really made me like a libertarian, the whole process. I was just like,
Fucking hell.
there are vans, let us do what we want with them.
That's insane.
Yeah. So they also, what's more mental is they.
So there's no gaff, and to sleep in your fucking car,
Yeah.
you have to pay tax.
Yeah. And to convert it, you spend all this time working on it. You also get taxed on the labor that you spend on it. So when you're writing down the list of, so the work that you've done on it, you need to pay tax on that.
What are you talking
And
about?
it's obviously it's meant to be protection, so that like someone can't set up a business where they're just getting vans, converting them to camper vans, and is
Why can't they?
getting. I know.
Why?
You're right. I don't know. I mean, it may be a libertarian. I was like, why can't we all just do what we want all the time?
Bollocks. If I'm 80 and I've lost my wit and ability to see, I should be able to drive my house car without paying any tax. Don't take my license.
So what we did was we built it and we didn't like do the beautiful finishing that we currently have in it. You see, I've showed you photos of it. It's like very, very nice. If people want to see photos of this, if you scroll back a bit on my Instagram, you'll be able to see wonderful.
Yeah.
But there's like
Your
a polished,
beautiful Stenoline tweets.
Yeah.
There, go ahead.
And we didn't do that. We kind of did like a more angular kind of rough. We didn't use the expensive wood. We did that kind of thing. So we kind of did some of the carpentry, but mainly Brian did the carpentry. We did the insulation. We did the sound deadening. We did all these. We did the electricity. We did the plumbing, the gas. We did the God. There were so many different steps to it. I'm kind of trying to remember all. So we the worst day of my life. This is the worst day of my life. Was when we put in the marmoleum floor.
What is the marmoleum?
Marmoleum is like fancy lino.
Right.
older hospitals, I don't think newer hospitals really have them, but older hospitals have this type of floor which is kind of like a thick lino. Sometimes sometimes it like curls up on the wall. Sometimes the wall like curls up like that. It's very thick lino. And Anna really liked it. It's very expensive. But she was like, it looks very good. We need to get it. And so we got it. And I think it's the kind of thing that you just need to be industrial workers to put in. But we thought we could. And so we had these, I don't know why, but Brian and his dad had these massive cylinder, like, of steel, like really heavy, like heavier than anything you'd see in the gym. And so we laid down all this glue, and then we laid the marmoleum down on it. And if you even like, it was so brittle, like even if you slightly shifted it the wrong way, it would just crack.
What?
And that was like, €200 down the drain. So we were all just like freaking out. We were doing it on some morning. And then I'm kind of like slightly chill under pressure sometimes. Anna and her dad were like chaotically rolling these big steel things on the marmoleum floor. Glue was just like squirting out. Like when a burger's got too much sauce in it, was like squirting out. And it was all lumpy. And Anna was screaming like, it's lumpy, it's lumpy. And her dad was like rolling furiously. And I was just like, does anyone need like a cup of tea? Or I was just like freaking out. It never really settled. I think it was but it does look quite nice. I think I just kept going, it looks great. I think it looks great. And I was like, it looks terrible. I think it looks great. But then saying it looks great was the wrong thing to say.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was, the right thing to say.
No, the right thing to say is, I hear and I respect the fact that you think it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a while.
Yeah.
And then later, or maybe never, you say you think it looks great. Yeah.
People don't want your opinion sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's so... that was the worst day. But then eventually the marmoleum floor fit in. We got everything in, and it's a stunning little thing. I can't stand up in it, and I can't lie down in it.
No?
Yeah, no.
Can't lie down in it? Can't lie down at the bed?
No. We cut 2 divots into the walls to kind of like make me be able to fit, but I can't. I mean, yeah.
Do you sleep quite long anyway?
I sleep diagonally, and then Anna can kind of fit.
Oh, that's handy.
Like we kind of sleep in a sort of like a V that's been tilted on its axis.
Sure, yeah.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she must like that, getting in your little nook.
Yeah, she's got a nook,
yeah.
And then I sleep across. So I'm able to stretch out my legs.
Also, you're kind of like the first person to be killed if someone swings the doors open.
That's true. Yeah. Or no, actually, that's her. Actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, it depends on what door. There's 2 access points.
Okay, fine.
And I think if I was trying to kill someone, I wouldn't go for the slidey door because those things can be a bit difficult. Bang open the back door. Stop. And you wouldn't even need to enter the van.
No, and just get in, get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird, because where we sleep in our bed is purely dictated on which side of the room Terry thinks an intruder is coming in. Like so the bed's here, and then her side, she's like on the left-hand side, but the door's on the left. So you would think, well, that's a bit weird. The intruder will come in, kill her first, right?
Yeah.
So why is she on the left? But on the right-hand side is a kind of attic door that for some reason she's even more spooked by. Really, if you get into the nitty-gritty of it. She must actually believe someone's in there. Otherwise, otherwise we wouldn't be sleeping in this
I
arrangement.
feel like Terry would be good with an intruder, though.
She would be very good with an intruder, but she listens to too much true crime podcasts and she's like, no, it's training, Tony. Like, I do it for training. We were once staying in her caravan in Britis, and we were the only ones in this whole camper van park, and it was during the winter. It was like when I'd moved, I came back, she was living in Dublin, I came back from London. There's not many places to have a ride. So, because we didn't, I was saying my mom, she was,
there, yeah.
So went to the camper van, and then we had like everything on, like all the heaters on, the power shower was on, and then all of a sudden the electricity goes, and she's like, oh. And I come out and like dry myself. There's candles everywhere, and Terry has hidden a knife in every room. It's almost like some sexy seance, but it wasn't. It wasn't like a sexy offering. It was because she thought if anyone goes into these rooms, there needs to be a knife. So then she was like, you need to go out to the electricity box, and I need you to take this. She gives me a butcher knife. And I was like, just...
What do you think I'm doing?
But like, literally tell me what you want me to do with the knife. Tell me you want me to stab someone, because I need you to actually see the logic here. And she's like, it's just in case you see someone. And I'm like, if I see someone, I'm going to say, hi, do you have electricity? Do you need any help? It's like... Sorry, my wife told me to do this, or girlfriend at the time.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I was in the shower.
I'm so sorry.
I was in the
anything
shower.
You want me to tell your family? Like, I'm so sorry.
What's your address? I'll send them a basket. So
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a weird kind of arrangement. And what was it like? What was it like? You know, did you miss the comforts of home while being in the van, or was it a kind of like, do you know what, transcendent? I could do this forever.
I think that's what anyone who is stepping out into that type of lifestyle, you've like, you kind of consider yourself, you're like, oh, I could do this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm one of the ones who can do it. Because a lot of people, like, the classic van life videos are, you know, this kind of sepia toned,
Yeah.
beautiful lifestyle. And then they always have one video, which is them facing the camera, usually like bed hair. And then the fucking, like, the tag is van life sucks.
Yeah.
And that's the big one. It's the van life sucks video. And then the opening line of van life
Things
sucks.
in my van that just make sense.
Yes. No, but the opening line to the van life sucks video is always, so van life doesn't actually suck. And it's always, this is like I swear,
Wow.
there's like 5 million of these videos online. But we were like, we're not the people who are going to say van life sucks. I like grew up, you know, traveling in a van. I think we can do it. But there's some, like, I get, like, something about me is like, I actually really like being able to stand up in the place that I live in.
Sure.
And I really enjoy not, like, you know, not having to like shit in my bedroom in like a bucket. And this is just like a weird.
These are too high standards,
They're too
man. I
high.
think
I
you
like,
need to give it over.
not like showering like in a bath. Like, I mean, these are things I can do to, if there's like a give and take of like,
Sure.
I'm looking at the most beautiful view in this really secluded place, and we're the only people here. This is amazing. We're eating dinner under the sun. This is beautiful. But like, I think I have like maybe like there's like 20, 30, 40, I'd say maybe 25 wander poos,
Okay.
and then I'm out.
Yeah.
And I want to just be able to like sit on my phone in a like a nice clean bathroom.
Yeah.
I want a hot shower. I want a bath. So there's like, I'd say I can go a month. I think
A
that's
month.
as long
Okay.
as I can go.
Yeah. How long did you go?
We were 2.5 months.
Okay.
Which was great. It was
Yeah.
it was amazing. There was no point where I was like, I'm tired of this. Sometimes you do, but that's life. Like, it's not like every day you're in a house and you're like, fucking love this house. Like, you know, it's not like you're appreciating it. So, you know, it was very good, but I think like a month is a pretty solid, nice chunk.
And how are you as a travel companion? Because I find that like on every third or fourth day, no matter where I am, if I'm in a mansion, if I'm at Disneyland, if I'm around people on like the third day, I'm like, I hate every fuck off and get away from me, and I need a lot of quiet time to kind of detox
I guess
from, you know.
when you're in a couple and like you have one space and it's your whole thing, like we would be like, right, I'm gonna go for a walk, and I just go for a walk for like, an hour or 2 hours and give the
Nice.
person. And I think it was quite important to do that. That was difficult, like, I think that was the same in lockdown as well. I think most people experienced that, the democracy of space, and like, those types of roommates that would sit in the fucking sitting room all day, or use the kitchen all the time, or hang around when you actually just wanted to watch an episode of something by yourself.
Yeah.
Those people became not just like, they were previously mildly irritating, then they became like the worst human
Villains,
beings
pure
in the world,
villains.
and you kind of have to go like, you're spending too much time here or whatever. But
It's
I
mad how
guess-
you can kind
yeah.
of think in your head, you kind of make up a narrative like, they're actually doing that. It's gone so far now, they must be doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
They're doing it purely to spite me, to take comfort in this pandemic.
It really is
On the couch, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, roommates drive you like bad roommates drive you completely insane.
Yeah. Me and Terry had a flat in Stratford in East London, and one of the ways to kind of save for a mortgage in London, which was very hard at the time, was we actually had to deal with the landlord so we could sublet a room. So we had various people staying in the room, and it was great. It was great to have a roommate. But even though they were like literally my roommates, I was so fucking territorial. Like Terry says, she'll never like. She's like, you can't ever live with anyone. Because even my best friend, even like Jordan was, staying with us for a while. And I was still, he'd come home sometime and I'd be like, fucking, like, and it's his house. It's his house.
Yeah.
But, so, maybe I was an asshole. Anyway, sorry, what were you saying?
No, I mean, I think, like that kind of,
I get very
I think we've
territorial.
gone through COVID, so I think the living in a small space thing was actually kind of maybe a bit of a breeze. We knew how to do it. Sometimes it was difficult or whatever, but overall, it was grand. It was grand.
Yeah.
I mean, we've gone out for a few years now, so we kind of
Sure.
know how to do that.
Like, sometimes you see those couples and they're, they're old couples and they're sitting there, they're having dinner and they're quiet and you're kind of there with your kind of your bird and you're like, yeah, this is mad. Like, I never want to be one of them. And now I'm kind of like, that looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
That looks unbelievable. No one's talking. They're literally just looking at their roast.
Yeah.
You know.
There's-
Now, I
yeah.
obviously I do want to be in a relationship where I can always be like, where I can moan about the roast or compliment the roast. As I get older, I'm probably going to moan more because I'm being more conservative as I get older. But
Yeah, I remember
know.
there was this couple in the bar in New York I worked in, and they'd come in and they wouldn't say anything to each other, and they would hold hands and just drink for hours.
That's amazing.
And I was like, that is incredible.
That's pretty cool.
But like at the start, I'd be like, oh God, we get into the very fibers of our minds. We discuss the
Yeah.
depths of what it means to be human. They just sitting there holding hands, and they, without any effort, are far more romantic than
Big time.
It's.
You just got to figure out how to communicate. And I know a good thing that I found is, I'll just say to Terry, I'm going to talk at you now for a while about Avatar or whatever it might be. I'm just going to talk at you. Is that okay for like 10 minutes? Like, okay. And then she'll be like, wow, that's crazy. And really? And he developed new cameras to film underwater? Yeah.
When's that coming out?
December 15th.
Ooh. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I know you kind of called me on. You said it was a big call for me to say that Avatar is going to be a greater franchise than The Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
including the books, which was maybe a bit antagonistic. I was very excited.
Yeah.
But I
I'm delighted for you. I'm really excited
Thank
for you,
you.
That this is going to come out. I can't wait to see it as well.
thank you.
I can't wait to see what the uncrowned king of cinema is
Yeah.
going to do with it.
What for me, it's about going home to Pandora. For me,
Don't forget to say it to the camera with your
Me.
avatar products in place.
for me, I see you. Right? I see you. For me, it's about going home to Pandora.
Is it the unobtainium? Is it about unobtainium?
For me, because I'm a Navi. Really, I kind of in my spirit, I'm a Navi. It's about going home to Pandora. It's not about the unobtainium for me. Unobtainium is a real scientific term for something that is unobtainable. Ian. So, I see that you've swapped out your watch that tells you you're constantly having a panic attack.
Yeah.
That was so fun. We were at Ivy Gardens.
Yeah.
You were walking them down, being like, "My watch says I'm freaking out right now." You just kept saying, "My watch is." I'm going to stop looking at this because your heart rate was.
It was 99.
We all were like, how
Yeah.
many? Like, I think I clocked in like a good 10K just by pacing.
Yeah, there was very
Before the
funny.
gig.
Like this is a massive room, biggest room I've ever played in, and we were like walking like kind of pendulums that weren't hitting each other,
Yeah.
like directly past, and like and I was just like freaking out a bit now, and you're like, yeah, me too, yeah.
Yeah,
And just like running our lines in our heads or whatever, trying to get into whatever headspace. It was very funny. It was like I had that. I was before Electric Picnic. I was kind of a bit hungover and freaking out. And I walked past and I met David O'Doherty for the first time, kind of meeting him. And I'm like, oh, I love him. Like, he's amazing. And I was just like, no, not now, please, not while I'm like this. I was just pacing up and down, like,
Yeah.
And he's like, hey man, what's up? And I'm like, David, I'm freaking out right now. I'm sorry, I can't. My watch. I was showing him my watch. My watch. I'm freaking out. It's not right now, but I love you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. You can swap it out now. You just can read the actual
Now, yeah,
human
and
time.
it's better. Like Helmut gave it to me. My dad gave me a watch.
Oh.
Isn't that so like cool?
Is it a cool German watch?
No, I don't. It's a Certina 1888. I don't know what it is. I think it's a fairly normal watch, but he's the kind of man. Every man should have a watch.
I'm fascinated, obviously, with your father, because even the stories that you tell about you doing things like, cutting a roof into a van, I'm like, that's. And then have it in the freezing winter, and there was only a meter, and it was frozen over by the time I came back. Yeah, like that's like a dad's story, but like that happened like a year ago for you.
It did, yeah.
Do you think us Irish? I mean, I hope you don't take offense to this. Purebloods are softer than the kind of continental European.
No, I'd say it'd be the opposite, but maybe in the I think Irish men are much more into like the average Irish man is more into kind of macho, ladsy kind of. I mean, I don't know if it's like toxic masculinity per se, but this idea of being like a manly man. I think that's much more here in Ireland. Germans are German men are more comfortable in femininity than Irish men, I think. I don't know where that's from, but like German men like for much longer than Irish people have liked wearing like nice clothes and like maybe even like waxing or getting
Nice.
their eye, or whatever, that kind of stuff. I like to look nice.
And guess what? They look better. And guess what happens when you do that? You look better.
So I think we also, just to reiterate, like Anna's dad is a carpenter, and there was a lot of babying. Like,
Fair.
what do we like? There was a lot of when your dad's like, holding the drill and you're just holding the drill bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, or you're holding the torch. That's the classic.
Yeah, the holding the
like
torch.
there was like, I'm a 28-year-old man holding a torch for my girlfriend's dad. Like that was the kind of situation. So a lot of it was very emasculating.
The thing about the torch thing, sorry, just while and your dad being like, no, like you're not getting the right. It's like, yeah, because guess what? You're in the fucking way. So Dad, guess what? Of course I can't get into this tiny hole because you're in the way. Get out of there. I'm sick of you making me feel like I can't hold a torch. And I couldn't.
Also, wouldn't it make more sense in just saying, like, didn't they used to send kids down the mines? Like smaller spaces, smaller guys.
Yeah.
Send them in the little nooks with the torch.
He's saying hire a small guy?
Well, I mean, you've got your own little small guy.
Oh, me? Yeah, I just send him in. Go on
just
in there.
Remember that.
But remember to come back out. Because Daddy miss you if you got stuck in there. Make sure you come home.
Did you get the Halloween costumes? Did you get them?
Did you get them?
Well, fucking get them.
Come to get your jackets. Get your winter jackets. But anyway, sorry, you were saying...
I don't know what I was saying.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you too hard.
No.
But that's interesting. I suppose I say tough, but I also, there's a level of handiness, I suppose, that seems to be more prevalent. Or maybe it's not. Maybe Irish people are handy, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just not.
My dad's always like saying, oh, I'm not DIY enough, even though he's incredible. Like, he does great stuff. But my Irish granddad was like amazing. He built like a whole hut. Remember I told you about the hut? Like, he built a whole house and like could wire to the grid. When you're wiring up a van, you're only wiring to a 12-volt system, so there's no chance of dying. Like, if you got a shock off, it would be sore, but it wouldn't be like death-inducing. But my granddad could work with the actual grid and that kind of thing, and I always asked him how he did that, and he said he would go to the library and buy a book and read the book.
That's insane. That's insane.
I looked at him like he was like, how did you?
I don't even know if I can read now anymore. Like, properly read.
Yeah, it's scary.
I was watching the Bob Ross, joy painting thing, and he was like, I'm going to draw a little squirrel here. And if you don't know what a squirrel looks like, you can go to your local library. You can take out a book and look. If I wanted to see if what kind of squirrel do I want to see? Do I want to see one with big nuts? Do I want to see one giving someone a blowy? What do I want to see in a squirrel? I can do that right now without even thinking of it. And I won't even remember that I saw the squirrel today. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Even
just amazing the presence you had to do to go to a library and get a book about.
The funnier one was how, me and Mark, for our podcast, we're kind of rebranding at the moment. We're going to change the name and we're going to change the graphic and stuff like that, and maybe start actually recording episodes.
Oh, wow.
Point. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's like the fifth step.
Yeah. But we were looking for a background. It was to be like a cinema as the background for the graphic. And we were just on Google and we were looking for the graphic that we wanted. And so we were like, dark cinema room. Because what we wanted was a dark cinema room with red velvet seats.
Yep.
And sort of like, but dark and not too well lit, and from an audience perspective. And what was mad was we knew that what we wanted was there.
Yeah.
We just had to find it.
That's crazy.
And it's insane that we just conjured up this thought in our head, and we didn't even think twice about the fact that whether it existed or not.
Yeah.
We were like, that obviously exists. We just have to find it. We eventually found it, and we're like, there it is. And we just took it and used it.
It's insane.
Like the availability of not just things that exist, but things that you just thought of in your head.
Yeah.
Like, what about, like, a dog that has a cat's tail and, a chicken head? You're like, just Google it. It's there. Don't worry.
I mean, it's probably already a cryptid that exists right now, You're right, though. You kind of are like, where, are you conjuring this? Because you saw it, and then you got it,
It's exactly what we imagined.
But it's, and yet, even though we have all these things, like, sometimes can still visualize something in your mind and you can't quite pull it off, That's why I find, as kind of tinkering away with kind of softwares, I'm like, you get better at seeing it exactly how you had it in your mind, The more you learn, the more you understand.
Yeah. The annoying thing is with software, you just have to learn them.
You just have to learn it.
Yeah.
But you just have to learn by doing. I find that I've done Skillshare things, and I'm like, and here's some files you can download from my nature documentary. I'm like, I'm not fucking making that. I don't want to make your naked documentary. I want to make my own stuff. But you just have to kind of mess around with it.
Yeah, I do love like editing videos when they're like when they obviously have to, when they're doing a tutorial on how to edit, they always have to choose something, and they're like, here's just something I was working on earlier.
Yeah.
And it's like the one I looked at like just this morning was 3 Harley Davidson lads driving down a motorway. I was like, what were you working on? And they were just going like, and then like I was learning how to track a graphic to an object. And like the graphic said like Tony, the head honcho.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what was he working on? Here's just something I was working on.
Yeah. And it's like some woman's leg scrolling down. Yes, I could zoom in on that. But it's mad because you should be able to pat yourself on the back for watching a constructive YouTube video. But like while you're watching that, you're also watching, I'm watching like gameplay videos, So I'm in the library of my mind, but I'm also like at a deli and I'm also, watching TV, and I'm also like watching brain dead TV. So I can't quite feel like it's constructive time.
When you do watch enough, I feel like it, when you're suggested videos and stuff, I think after a while the algorithm starts to know that they're like, oh, you really want, and then all your suggested videos are like, like that was when we were doing the van, everything was just van, and that kind of felt constructive. Otherwise, like, I'm very guilty of just opening up YouTube because I want to put on some music, and then like it's like 2 hours later, I'm like, wait, what? I just watch like an hour video on like someone who sent garlic bread into the stratosphere, and then it came down and they ate it, and I was like, that's fucking class.
It is class. It's not or you watch some Hot Ones from like 7 years ago, being like, oh, Sean Evans is, he's put on a lot of muscle since then, Well, Killian, much like the van life, I feel like this podcast has run out of road. But I want to thank you so much for, and also we're up on our time.
Because that's what I'm doing now. I'm selling tickets.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, the podcast, our podcast, which it's difficult because we don't know what the name of it is.
Yeah.
So just look at my Instagram. You'll find that there'll be a podcast that I've been doing. It's been called MK Ultra Film, but we're going to change the name of it. So listen to that. It's film focused, but it's also, I think, like, it's wacky chats.
You're wacky.
Oh, people will be like, wow, that's wacky. Then I'm doing a show with you in the Omniplex.
Yes, we are. We're going to watch The Mummy together.
So we're going to be doing that, and then anyone in Bangor or maybe Belfast, I'm doing a show on the 20th in November, and I really want to sell that out and make it a really great show because I'm very excited for it. My roommates from Bangor, and I'm excited. I think it's a lot of really cool comedians are doing it, and
that's
fun. A great show. So
that's great.
Please come. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be 45 minutes.
Oh
yeah. So it'll be all the stuff that I've kind of got so far,
including your COVID material.
Yeah. Well, no, I think well, maybe. I'm not going to say anything I'm not going to make a statement on
Don't
this.
make a set list now.
Because they were like, he said he wasn't going to do any COVID stuff. Hey, I thought you said. That's what people sound like in Bangor.
Yeah. Killian, thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, lovely to be here. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you. All the best. See you later.
Yeah,
please,
bye.
Please go. Please leave.
Or you actually want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't forget your coat.
Yeah, sorry.
Is that poo bag in your back?
It is, yeah.
Bye-bye.